Hello, my name is Jonathan Shum. This is about being successful in chemistry. I teach 2 periods of chemistry this year, period 1 and period 2. Just a little background about me. I received my master's and bachelor's in biology from the UC San Diego, and I have a little background work in biotech, where I worked in research and development, working with what we call modified nucleotides in relation to sequencing DNA. So chemistry is what we call a D lab science, a physical lab science. It's A through G, so it's a requirement set out by the UC system. We focus on content and skills of how to be successful in chemistry. All the chemistry classes are aligned, which means that we're all doing pretty much the same things on the same days, have same tests, labs, that kind of stuff. And so students can kind of go to different chemistry teachers for tutoring, since we're pretty much doing the same stuff. And so this is helpful because sometimes maybe a different teacher might explain something a little differently that clicks with a particular student. So students are allowed to kind of pick the tutoring that works best for them. So in chemistry, I just want to talk about how your student can be successful and how I support that. And so the first thing about a successful student is one that completes their homework and labs on time. Homework is half off late, labs are 30% off, and then after the unit is done, it's zero. It's considered zero. So currently the chemistry, and so because of this, I try to keep my grade book as up to date as possible. So right now my grade book is up to date, and so it actually is a good thing because it allows you to see where your child is, as well as them to see exactly where they stand, and then they can see if there's any mistakes or they see if there's anything that's missing, and so that's available to them. So since I know that students, especially chemistry students, are constantly checking, as well as their parents, I do my best to keep everything updated. My general guideline is that I would try not to be more than a week behind. So if something's turned into me on Wednesday, I try to get that graded by the following Wednesday. You'll find that I'm actually quick, even quicker than that. I get antsy when it's 3 days after. So that's just me, but I just know that for the most part, the grade that's on Schooloop is pretty close to being up to date, and you should always feel comfortable to email me if you see any discrepancies or have any questions. So students really need to study on a regular basis, and so the way I support that is I post like keys and reviews. So on Friday they're going to have their first test, and so I posted the study guide as well as a key so they can check their answers, as well as like an online game that'll help them for their test. When it comes to lecture material, I also will post my lecture, and so on the very front page you will see the date that the lecture was completed, as well as the YouTube clip of me doing the lecture. So if a student is absent, if they didn't quite understand the material, they have the opportunity to watch this clip, and it's basically me doing the lecture, and so it allows them to pause the video, take notes, that kind of stuff. In my class, I don't think assigning homework without a key is beneficial for the students, because they didn't need to know if they're doing it correctly or incorrectly. And so at the end of my lectures, I post the homework, but I also will post a key. So the homework, I don't really check their homework. The way I check their homework is the following day I might give them what's called a quick check. So it might be 5 questions based off the homework, and then their grade will be how well they did on this quick check. So the idea is, rather than checking if you completed the homework, even though maybe the understanding is not quite there, is to check truly their understanding of the homework through these, I call them quick checks, but you can think of it as mini quizzes. they're not worth very much in relation to the total grade. So after they take the quick check, I go over it and see if there's any questions and that kind of stuff. And so when you hear the word quick check, that's what we're referring to. Okay. So we have those. Oops. Tutoring, I'm usually here before school, during lunch, or after school. After school, sometimes I'm out helping coach in soccer, but for the most part, I'm around. I just ask the students to come and let me know, hey, I'm going to stop by during lunch, so I know to be ready for them. The big thing is attend class and be active. I tell them that I don't know what you don't know if you don't ask me the question, right? Or you're not involved. And so those who are shy, they can always come and see me during tutoring hours. But it's important that they're active, questioning, paying attention, that kind of stuff. Here are the grading categories, that kind of stuff. Here you can see the breakdown of how everything is, the categories, that kind of stuff. And then here's my grading abbreviation. So if it was never received, it's a 0. I put the word no, meaning I do not have it. And then if the student was absent, I put AB. Now this currently counts as a 0 until they make it up, but they get to make it up for full credit. Here is my email and phone extension. It's always best to email me that way, and I usually try to get back within 24 hours. I should say 24 business hours. Over the weekend, I'm usually not checking my email. Okay, thank you.